Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to make this video for my friends, family, and as you know, I wanted to talk about what happened yesterday in Mexico. As many people know, I've lived in Mexico over 10 years now. Live here in central Mexico in the state of Guanajuato, and there was just a lot of things I saw online that I wanted to address real quick. So, what happened? The El Mencho, who's pretty much the biggest or one of the biggest narcos in Mexico. They went to arrest him. The Mexican military did, and somewhere along the process, he was killed along with several of the people that he was hidden out with. Okay, so that's a good thing. He was a bad guy. He was a big narco guy, and he was killed. Okay, and how much the U.S. was involved in that is a question. Mexico and the United States share intelligence. They always have. Contrary to what you see online, actually, Mexico and the United States work a lot together. Okay, a lot of the stuff back and forth with the presidents of the countries, that's for show, really. They do share intelligence. They do work together. The United States comes and helps train. And so they work together, and that's what happened today. Yesterday. Nothing really out of the ordinary. We don't know exactly how much information, but there was information shared, and but the arrest, they tried to arrest him. The operation was done completely by the Mexican military, and they did a pretty good job. Now, what happened afterwards was a problem. That was the underlings, or the people that worked for him, went ballistic, especially in all over the state of Jalisco, but especially in Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara. Guadalajara is the capital, and they were mostly burning cars, okay, and trying to terrorize the public to send a signal that you don't mess with us and this kind of thing, okay. Now, what I really wanted to address was a lot of the stuff that I saw online, which, let me first say before I get into that, I'm not trying to downplay what happened. Obviously, that was a bad thing. I'm really against, pollution. And, as far as I'm concerned, those people that light buses on fire and cars and pollute the air and all that, you should just be able to shoot them. Okay, that's my position. So I'm not in favor of any of that stuff. I just want to address a little of what I thought was kind of over the top fear mongering and some false things. For instance, a lot of people were talking about that they stormed the hospital. They did not storm the hospital. They did not storm the airport. Okay, there was a lot of uncertainty, chaos, things like that going on that had people not sure what was going on. That can cause people just to run and kind of stampede, but there was not an attack on the hospital or airport or any civilians in general. I mean, people were carjacked, but there was no, general attack on civilians. People were saying, oh, they put out a thing that last night they didn't have their demands met. They were going to be entering houses and entering hotels. That wasn't true. Okay, so it didn't happen. There was no threat. Also, another one was that Sheinbaum was taken to a ship. That she lost control of the country, and they had that was an old video of her taken to a Navy ship. Okay, that was not true. So yeah, the police did in different parts of the country set up kind of roadblocks to check people going in and out. For the most part, and also specific flights and buses were canceled until they figured out what's happening. Now the highways have been open again, and we'll see what happens. When you create this type of power vacuum, at times it can cause more chaos. But as it is now, things are going back to normal. So again, I'm not trying to downplay it. I just wanted to talk about just a lot of over the top stuff that I saw on social media specifically, claiming it's basically, the country has collapsed, civil war, whatever. Now, why would people want to do this? Number one, it's been reported that the cartel itself had sock accounts that were putting out some of these fake AI images. For instance, one that showed that they burned a plane. They did not burn a plane. Okay, other things like that, and old videos, things like that. That was pushed by the cartel members themselves, the gangsters themselves. Why? Because they are trying to create terror. They're trying to expand the idea of what they did in order to terrorize more people, and get more of a reaction that, don't mess with us, we can do all these things. Also, a lot of other media online, American media, especially right-wing media in America, they want to always blow up anything having to do with Mexico as if, Mexico's collapsing and horrible and whatever, and make it look as bad as possible. So I just wanted to put out there that, that is the game these days, especially is everybody's looking at everything through social media. So you gotta be really careful what you're watching, what you're following. Look at, make sure it's sourced, because people are trying to manipulate you in different ways and get you to believe things that aren't true. So, anyways, as far as in general here, where I am, I'm not in Jalisco, but it's getting pretty much back to normal here, and it's the next day. And like I said, we're just going to wait and see. But as of now, it was a successful operation to take out the top narco. And, everything after that was loss of control yesterday. But hopefully they can get a hold of it. And we'll see how things go. So that's all I wanted to say. And I'll talk to you guys later.